What's up, YouTube? This is Shuttleboy, and I'm back with yet another video. Today's video, we're going to be talking about something a little different and kind of stuff that I usually talk about. You guys know I love sneakers, so we're going to be talking about sneakers, and that really is like half of the channel now. Yeah. But anyways, the topic I have today is we're going to be talking about Kobe Week, which I know I'm late in Kobe Week. Obviously, this is a Thursday, and if this is Kobe Week, then the week is almost over. But I wanted to go over it still regardless and talk about the different things coming out from it. As you can see here, there's quite a bit, and how I feel about it all. So obviously this week was Kobe week. It started Monday, and it's because his birthday is on the 23rd, and then the Kobe Day 8/24 is the day after his birthday, coincidentally. But to celebrate that, they had a huge hiatus as far as clothing went that was related to Kobe stuff from Nike. It has not released a single thing since his passing, which was obviously in January. So it's been a really long time. I think they just wanted to make sure that they did it right and respectfully and didn't cash out on his name while like the mourning process was still happening. And to some degree, it still sort of is, but I mean, you have to move on eventually. And this is what they came up with for Kobe Week. They decided to bring it back on Kobe Week, which I think was a great decision. And I think with the NBA restart and how they're still playing playoff games right now as we speak, that was just a very good, like, happy coincidence in a weird sense. That I think really made this a little bit more special than if they were just doing it on the day and there was no basketball. And this is what they came up with. They have quite a few shoes. They're all the 5 Protro, and they have a jersey. And we're going to go over all of this. They all come out on different days this week. Pretty much everything's already come out except for like 1 or 2 things. But the first thing I believe that's coming out, or came out, was this one, which was supposed to come out. It's called the Big Stage, and it's 2 different PEs he wore, and one. And I believe this one was supposed to come out very soon after his passing, but they canceled it, and this is when they decided to bring it out. And I don't know. I really love this top part a lot, but I really hate that they had to combine it with the other colorway. I just do not like that at all. It just doesn't look very pleasing to the eye whatsoever. But I love that side. It's an easy pass for me, but I do like where it's going with this. And that already came out, sold out super fast. People were pissed. But then we had this one called the 5-time champ, which has a little bit of detailing to the upper, not as much. This is kind of just the typical Kobe 5 detailing you would see on that Fuse upper. And then you have that sweet print in the liner. I love that. And this is just kind of like an alternate colorway of what we probably would have saw Kobe wearing. Because there were Lakers colorways of the Kobe 5. That's one of my Grail shoes, is the original Lakers colorway. And personally, I do really love this colorway because I think it's a great alternate version of that. Now, I would rather see an original colorway, but for a non-original colorway, I think this is done very well, and I like what they did. This already came out as well. This is the one that came out on Kobe Day. And then they continued with their undefeated collaborations, doing 2 different colorways here, a white and gold one, and then we also have this all-over colored one, which is supposed to represent each team that passed on Kobe on draft day, which I think is an interesting concept. But personally, I think we all know, if you're into sneakers and this whole Kobe thing, if you've been keeping up, undefeated collaborations have been just very recurring and really good for the most part, I would say, with the Kobe line. But this is, it ends here, at least for me. I think the inspiration was there. The white and gold one, obviously, you can't hate it because it's white and gold. It's too conservative to hate it. But this other one, I just don't like it, man. It doesn't look bad, but it's just like really disappointing because we've seen some really awesome things from Undefeated. And just as of late, all Undefeated collaborations I've noticed have just not really met the mark that we usually expect from them. So I'm hoping they get back on their stuff because I just don't like this. I don't really like the oversized swoosh thing idea either. I just think it looks sloppy and ruins what the shoe is supposed to look like in the first place. But yeah, you will not be seeing me getting either pair of these. I think the inspiration was a great idea. I don't see that inspiration very much on that pair, but yeah. Moving on, then we have an EYBL, which I think is supposed to be. I mean, it says down there it's for the girl EYBL. So yeah, this is supposed to be kind of their nod to Gigi here, which I think is an awesome direction. I love that it's EYBL that they did too. I love EYBL. Like all the EYBL sneakers too are just so awesome. I'm not feeling it, man. This is like, who wants an olive like this? These are all really ugly colors they did. And I really don't like this one. It's a shame because EYBL, back when the KD5 Elites were out there, that was one of my favorite sneakers ever, and still is sort of to this day. I probably wouldn't wear it that much though. But the KD5 Elite Low EYBL, look it up. One of my favorite shoes ever to this day. Never released, but love it. And this just doesn't live up to the hype of what EYBL sneakers used to be. I really do not like this one. But I'm happy it exists, but it was just done so sad, like terribly. I don't like that. And then last but not least, I think this is one of the coolest things that came out. If you saw the Lakers game, they obviously brought back the Kobe jersey they wore for one of the first Kobe days ever. It might have been the first one. And yeah, it has that reptile print, which is awesome. I love this. I think the regular jerseys were amazing. This comes back with some slightly new detailing. It's more in the new version of the Lakers jersey because they used to have more of a V-neck. This is a U-neck now. So it's more reminiscent of the new jerseys they wear these days. But they don't wear these ever. So it was pretty crazy that they brought back an old design just for them to wear for that day. That must have been a lot of work on Nike's part because they usually have all this stuff pre-planned pretty well in advance. So very interesting and amazing they were able to do this. I really love what they did, and I think this design is awesome. The jersey itself is amazing, but the fact they decided to come out with one that has 8 on the front and 24 on the back of the same jersey, amazing. I really love that. So shout out to Nike for doing that. I think it's awesome. Unfortunately, though, not shout out to them because they really made all of this pretty limited. And I know there's a huge audience for it now, so it's really hard to meet demand, especially in these times. But still, they could have did a pre-order or something. And I'm sure they were probably a little scared to do pre-orders because you buy something from Nike right now. I have done it in the past during this time period, and it takes a long time for it to ship out to you. They've been pretty directly affected, it seems, because they're usually on top. So all in all, I'm really happy with what they did, but I think they could have did it a little bit better. But I really, nonetheless, I do want to support it and say that I'm happy they showcased Kobe in a classy way, I guess is what I want to say. But that's pretty much going to conclude the video, guys. Let me know down below what you think of all of this, and please hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, guys, and please subscribe if you haven't already for more golfing, more sneakers, more clothing, more Shuttleboy. And this is Shuttleboy, guys, and I'm out, guys. Peace.